Right now, Carrie, I'm going to cross over with you.
All right,
because our next guest is back. You know, we're talking Christmas.
Oh, yes, we are.
And this is the time when people usually do a lot of shopping, ad hoc shopping, impulse shopping. So we want to keep up with the consumer tips that we started last week. And to help us do that is Bernadine Rawlings, Director of the Consumer Affairs Division, Acting. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How you
Lisa,
doing?
and thanks for having me this morning. I'm doing fine, thanks.
Okay, so last week we sort of introduced the topic of awareness at this time. We wanted to talk more specifically of what are some of the things that we need to look at. So I'm going to just throw some things at you. Refund policy, that's like a sore area, right? When you buy and then you can't take it back, or what should you be looking for in that case?
Okay, so what we advise consumers to do when they go shopping, to inquire about the refund policy that the store may have.
Right.
Now, consumers have to remember that the only time you are really entitled to a refund is if the item is defective. If the item is not defective, then you cannot go back to the store and demand a refund.
So, you know, like in the US, you could wear the dress. I don't like it anymore, and just take it back. We don't have that.
We don't have that. We don't have that here.
Yeah.
So what you do is when you go to make your purchase, you inquire. Listen, maybe you might be buying a gift for somebody. I am buying a gift. So if it doesn't fit, if the person doesn't like it, would I be able to return the item? Good. And depending on what the store say, then you make your decision whether you will purchase the item there or you'll check somewhere else.
And some stores say no cash refund, you have to switch the item. Is that legal? Can they do that? Is that allowed?
Okay, so if they say no cash refund, that would not be legal if the item is defective.
Okay.
Right?
So
only if the item...
So if the item is defective, they
you
are
are
obligated
entitled,
to give you back.
are entitled.
That's very
to,
important.
Yeah, you
because
are
you
entitled
see that
to get,
and feel intimidated.
Yeah, you are
have a
entitled
defective.
to get your refund.
Right. So if you bought something and it's not working, you are entitled to your cash refund.
Yes.
Yes.
So in a number of stores, I see that the sale prices on items, so when they have a sale and they reduce the cost, they say that is final, you can't return it by any means. Is that legal as well?
Okay, so if they tell you upfront that we are having a sale on this item, because sometimes stores have sale because there might be some little damage on the item, you know, so if they say, right, scratch and dent, for example. So if they say this sale is final, well, it's up to you to make the decision whether you will buy it or not.
So in that case,
yes,
it doesn't matter if it's defective, but if you go home and find a defect, because
no, okay. If it is a sale item and they says this sale is final, they are telling you up front, they are giving you the information up front that you can't come back with this item.
Even if there's a defect, beyond the scratch and dent.
Okay, so if it is a defect, if it has a defect, yes, you would be entitled.
Okay.
You would be entitled to take it back.
Yes, so let's assume you buy, I'm just pulling something out of the wind here. You buy a chair, because those are usually the items, and there's a scratch in it or that, and you say, oh, fine, that's fine. But then when you sit, the leg breaks, and it was a defect because of, you know, something to do with the chair, you are entitled to take that back.
You are entitled to take it back, yes.
Yeah.
Once it could be proven,
yes,
right,
yeah,
that it was a defect, yes, you can take it back.
So what happens then? Because some people might be intimidated to do that. Should they contact consumer?
Yes, they can contact us.
For that?
Yes, they can contact us. Please be reminded to retain your receipt. You must have your receipt to come to us.
Yes.
Right? So you can contact us and we would go to the store.
Do you find that people take advantage of that service?
Our service?
Yes.
Yes, plenty people.
Yeah?
Yeah, plenty people take our service.
Yeah, so you would go, you broker between them and the store?
We mediate between the consumer and the supplier.
Right.
Yeah, and we do, I must say, I'm proud to say that we do get redress.
Okay, and you also mentioned about contracts. I wanted to speak a little bit more about that. Service contracts. Yes, that you have with, if you have like a contractor or so, you said that the Consumer Affairs has these.
Okay, so we have the handyman, handyman service contract. So that is for when you're doing any little jobs around your house, like tiling, building cupboards and things like that, you can use that contract to set up your agreement between yourself and the supplier.
Yeah.
And if anyone breaches that contract, now we wouldn't get involved in that. You would have to take this person to court, whoever breaches.
Right. And do you
Right?
find people actually get redress with those contracts?
Okay, so, well, they'll have to go to court. So
Right.
the court would, we
But
haven't,
You
we
haven't been able
haven't,
to
yeah, we,
monitor
no,
and
we,
see.
yeah, we
But maybe
haven't.
once you have that level of sophistication with regard to having a contract and so, I suspect that it reduces the number of instances that would happen.
It should
Yeah,
reduce, it should
yeah.
reduce it.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, we spoke about refunds. We spoke about contracts. Next week, we're going to continue this conversation all the way up until Christmas. Remember,
Yes.
mark your calendars every Wednesday. We're going to be giving you some more tips as you go out there and shopping. Remember, don't shop till you drop. Save some money for the new year. But if you're shopping, be careful, be wary, and check Consumer Affairs Division before you go. If you're not too certain, they're there to help you with your shopping needs, especially at this time.